Alright, yo, what's good people? This is going to be a full tour of my G82 M4 Comp in individual signal green. Honestly, in the sun this looks absolutely insane. The camera's not even doing it justice right now. I'm so gassed with this colour. But yeah, this does have the ultimate pack. So as you can see, we've got full carbon down into here, and you can definitely tell it's signal green or just green in general. Not because of the actual car, but probably because of the fucking bugs on the front of it. There's so many bugs across this front grille. It's kind of crazy. We've got laser lights as well. We've got full comfort pack. You know, I don't even really look at the comfort pack and stuff much. It does have the 360 cam. The main thing I did want was that ultimate pack, and it just looks insane. Yeah guys, being 100% transparent with you, I've not really been into cars much before. My dad is a huge car head and he's tried to get me into it for a long time. He actually works in that sort of industry. But for me, I was just never really interested in cars until it got to the point where I started to progress with online business, started to make a bit of money, and then when I thought about what do I actually want to spend this money on, the first thing that came to my head was cars. And now, like, it's not necessarily a massive part of my life, it is getting there, but like my interest in cars is so much more now. I'll be talking about it with my dad all the time. You know, when it came to choosing which car I'm actually going to spend my money on, my dad's always been BMW. It was going to be a BMW between an M4. Potentially I had to look at a couple G87s as well, but we just settled with the M4, honestly. I do not regret my choice at all. It was the best decision I've made. Around here we've got black rims on black calipers. Honestly, with the green, this just made the most sense to me. I've seen a few have the red calipers in, and it's just, I've never liked red. I think the black just looks super sleek. Come around here, we just got the regular M4 badge on the fenders. We've got the regular gloss black splitters. I might look to get these aftermarket carbon, you know. You guys have got to let me know what mods you recommend, because definitely going to be looking to mod this car at some point. Yeah, coming around to the side as well, got the carbon mirror caps that come in the ultimate pack. These are absolutely beautiful. I am loving these. You can see you've got the 360 cam on the side there too. Coming around to the back, these wheels are absolutely huge, by the way. I literally went from a Fiesta EcoBoost 1 litre 100 horsepower to this, and like the wheels on my old Fiesta are like half the size of that. It's insane. Yeah, coming around to the rear is just crazy. This car is so aggressive, it's a joke. Like, full carbon diffuser on the back, it just looks insane. It looks absolutely insane. I do apologise, by the way guys, the car is not exactly the cleanest because the pollen in the UK right now is insane. If you just have a look here, the pollen is just crazy. I washed this car like a week ago and it's just got pollen all over it straight away again. But look how it's just so aggressive. It's just crazy. We've also got a nice little carbon lip. I will never get a spoiler on my M4, I'm sorry. That I just can't run, but that is beautiful. Opening the boot space is actually really nice. Like, I'm never going to be using all of this space, but there's so much in here. It's a very practical car for sure. And just small things I'm not used to. My old Fiesta's never going to let me just press that and it's going to close the boot for me. Like, these are just beautiful luxuries at the moment. Yeah, all M4s do come with the carbon roof stock, and as you can see, all of that pollen on there again. But it just looks insane, especially when it's brand like clean and beautiful. The shape of it is just so nice. I do prefer the shape of the M4 over the M3, to be honest. That's why I did get it, and practicality wise I don't really get people in the back, so that's also why I kind of favoured for just the two-door. Yeah, this thing just looks, it's actually not that sunny at the moment, but even in this light it looks unreal. I think one of the first things I might want to get is a CS grille, honestly, because they look insane. But at the moment the front of this car is looking so aggressive. I know the front grille on the G series is very hit or miss with people, but to me that just looks beautiful. Yeah, coming over now to the interior, of course, because it is the ultimate pack, they do have the black carbon buckets, and this genuinely makes the car, like, this is the most beautiful thing ever. These are the most beautiful seats I've ever seen in a car. I say that whilst a bit of pollen's flying past, but just look at that. It's beautiful, man. There's actually quite a bit of room in the back as well, to be honest. Like, it's a very practical car. I'm not really going to have people in the back very often, and as you can tell, it's pretty much in brand new condition, the back. But just those carbon buckets are just literally a thing of absolute beauty. Even just the fact that the seats will electronically move back into place for you is just an absolute luxury that I'm not used to at all. The only annoying part about the buckets, and no, it's not the fact that they're not comfortable. I genuinely think these are quite comfortable for me. I've been in the car for long periods of time and it's been absolutely fine, but you can see down here, whenever you get in and out, you just get this wear across this area here, and it's like literally unavoidable. It's so annoying. So also, getting in and out of the seats are not exactly fun, but the comfortability is absolutely fine for me, to be honest. I know they're not in an absolutely spotless state, but these seats, like, you cannot deny how beautiful they are. The Alcantara on the inlining down here, and oh, it's just wow. Alright guys, I'm just editing this video right now, and I just want to give someone $50 who can count how many times I say unreal in this video, because it's got to be over like 20. But yeah, enjoy the video, and at the end, for anyone who's interested, I'm just going to be talking about how I actually managed to afford this car outright at 20. Okay, sweet. Now that we're actually inside the car again, it is very, very nice. And here we've got carbon trim around the side here, nice screen. This is the 2022, so it's not iDrive 8, but in my opinion, to be honest, I was waiting around for an iDrive 8 just because obviously it's the facelift, it'll hold its value a little bit better, but to be honest, I genuinely prefer the look of this one. I think a massive gaming screen across the whole thing that just doesn't really, you see how this flows into the shape of the car nicely, it comes around, but with the iDrive 8 it's just like a massive block. I'm just not the biggest fan of it, but this here is so sleek. It's really, really, really nice. Same digi-dash in here, which is absolutely beautiful. I love the fact you can actually just see the car in there too. But yeah, coming over here, we've got a really nice centre console, carbon of course, automatic. They don't do manuals in the UK. Loki do miss driving manual a little bit. That is one thing, it's not quite as engaging, but you just can't complain when the car's so fast, it's unreal. Steering wheel again is also beautiful. Really nice leather. It's got full extended merino leather everywhere, so even up onto the dash, this is full leather all the way around the doors. The whole car is just leather literally everywhere, even in the back, which is insane, and it makes the car actually smell so nice. It smells unreal. But yeah, this car is genuinely just insane. The steering wheel super, super nice. You've got your M1, your M2 that you can map to different sort of settings and stuff, which I'll show you in a sec. Really like the buttons down here to the side. I see a lot of people complaining about the fact that this sort of bit is gloss black and not carbon, but it doesn't, you know, it's not the end of the world for me. I might look to replace it and get a carbon bit put in there, but it's not the absolute end of the world. You've got your paddles of course as well if you want to manually shift between, which is nice. Well, really nice. Carbon as well, of course. And this is all stock interior, by the way. I am probably going to look, you know, in getting a new steering wheel, to be honest. I think some of the aftermarket steering wheels look absolutely insane. BMW actually offer their own sort of like racing type steering wheel. That looks really nice as well. The only thing I will say, from stock, the sound is nothing crazy. I mean, it sounds good for sure, but it definitely could improve. So when I'm thinking about modding, I think definitely the front grille. I mean, I guess you can count this tiny little bit in here, and some form of exhaust, maybe a Valvetronic is something that I'm going to be looking to consider pretty early on. But this is in comfort actually at the moment, and it still sounds pretty decent. Not sure how well the mic's going to pick that up. Yeah, automatic handbrake, which is again something I'm getting used to, not just actually manually pulling up the handbrake. But if we go over here into mode, or we can even go into setup, you can kind of change around everything. So yeah, it's in like the efficient full comfort mode at the moment, but of course you can put this fully into Sport Plus and the car's going to sound completely different. Yeah, it's also got the sport mode for the steering and the brake, and then if you want to take traction control off and risk your absolute life, then I mean, you know, go for it. And then here by pressing M mode, this is going to go ahead and switch it in between M mode or not, and as you can see the dash goes ahead and changes straight into that M mode, which looks sick. And then you can obviously choose it for road, sport or track. But if we go back to home right here and go into the car section, we can now go ahead and actually mess about with the sort of settings of the car. Going into here, we've got like exterior lighting, things like that, door, vehicle access. This is all kind of pretty boring stuff. I honestly don't even use this at all. Like some of these buttons I haven't even touched or used before, because I've just been enjoying the car after having it for literally a month, messing around with the settings that you really probably do care about. But yeah, this is where that is going to be. You can configure M1, so by literally double tapping this, you can change it fully into this mode. At the moment I have M1 configured to all of this right here. Couldn't honestly tell you the difference in every single transmission. I've literally only just got into cars since getting this one, and I'm learning as we go on. But yeah, these are the settings for that. And then of course M2 right here is just kind of pretty crazy. Yeah, so to activate it, you want to just go ahead and press M2, and then it's going to say confirm, and you press it, and then instantly the engine just sounds deeper. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but it just sounds so much more meat. Also, I did forget to mention the car does have heads-up display. If I zoom in a bit there, you should be able to see it flickering a little bit, which is also a really, really other nice feature that the car does have. Best thing I've ever spent my money on, because yes, it was a bit of a dent in the bank. Obviously, I was paying for it outright. I wasn't financing it, but I wanted that because that just makes me kind of strive and push for more, because it feels like, okay, shit, I've lost a lot of money. Well, not lost a lot of money, but I've spent a lot of money now. I need to make this back. I need to get myself to the next level to make this back. And truthfully, I made the money back quite a bit of time ago. Getting more into the car space is definitely something that I do want to go ahead and do. I want to learn more about cars. I want to mod this car a little bit. I'm also potentially looking and thinking about just getting a second car to just not necessarily rag about, but to just mod it. And if something goes wrong, just mess about with it, because it is something that I genuinely do have an interest in now. And I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity that I have at this age to own this car. Like, I knew it was going to happen, but now that I've done it, it did take a bit of time to settle in and realize, like, yo, this is actually your car. Like, when I was first driving it, it felt a little bit like a test drive at some point. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start up the car in Sport Plus, and you can hear the difference. You can just hear it's a much deeper sound. It's much, much, much deeper. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and rev it because that would be absolutely stupid. I'm going to wait a little bit for the engine to warm up. This is also what the 360 cam looks are right here. So once you do put it into reverse, you get that sort of 360 view, which obviously is really useful. And you get a nice back and front-facing camera as well, which is also useful. Unfortunately, the screens do flicker a little bit with the camera, but yeah, you can definitely tell what it looks like, and it's super, super nice. You get park assist as well, reversing assistant. I personally don't ever use that, but it's there if you ever want to use it. And one thing I'd also like to mention is with the sort of head-up display, if I zoom in a little bit here to try and get the camera on it, it's quite hard to pick up. But you can see it right there. It does change when you're in M mode. It doesn't actually normally look like that. It's got a rev counter there instead. But yeah, let me give you a couple of revs now. It's a bit warmer in Sport Plus. Love these roads, bro. Woohoo! What a way to start your morning. Go out for a drive, sun's out, empty road. Alright, so I'm sure some of you probably thinking, what line of business, how the hell has this guy got this at 20? Well, what I basically do is TikTok. To put it simply, I do TikTok, but to go into more detail, essentially TikTok has this thing called the Creator Awards program, which is where you basically get monetized for views. So every 1,000 views, you're going to get about $1 or £1. So that means for 1,000,000 views, you're going to get about $1,000, £1,000, around that sort of ballpark. On top of that, TikTok also has another program called TikTok Shop. Now basically the way this works is you just attach a product onto the video, and every time someone buys it off your video, you're going to get a commission from it. And when a video goes viral, this adds up extremely quickly. Instead of getting like $1,000 or £1,000 for 1,000,000 views, you can really earn up to 5, even 10,000 if your video is extremely highly converting with 1,000,000 views. So there's a lot of ways in which you can monetize through TikTok, but those are the two main ways that I've personally focused on over the last couple years now, really specifically in the last year when I dropped out of university. But if you would like to go ahead and learn this, and I can even one-to-one mentor you if that's something you're interested in, then I do have my Inner Circle application link in the description. This is the people that I'm one-to-one mentoring. I'm also connecting them with brands on TikTok Shop where you're going to get paid a flat retainer rate every single month. Even if you're brand new to TikTok, you're going to get guaranteed income from just learning how to make videos. So that's a part of it. Daily calls with me every single day, 24/7 access to me as your mentor, and I'll probably chuck up a couple results on screen of people that are inside the Inner Circle, or show you in a second. So if we just go here into the Discord, as you can see, we've got a couple wins. We've got Clark who did 3.1k in a week, Vexy with a little 1.2k in a week right there. We've got Sean right here, who's done his first sort of $250, $300 day. Right there, we've got Reese who's just done £350 in a day, which is about $500. So loads of people doing really nice numbers. And here's like the examples of the retainers. So here getting paid £500, around $700 just for posting the videos. Another one right here for 200, so that totals at £700 just from being inside of the Inner Circle and getting access to these guaranteed retainer payments. And we've got a lot more of these as well. As you can see, another 500, another 200, another 500 and 200 here. Loads of people getting paid nicely, another little £100 or $150 day in there too. So loads of people cooking inside of the Inner Circle. So again, if you would like to apply for that, I am going to leave the link in the description. But one thing to note is the spots do run out really quickly all the time, just because I can't take on loads of people. So if you are interested, make sure you do apply as soon as possible. If you're someone that's like completely new to the concept and you just want to learn more about it, then I do also have a completely free training in the description too. So if you want to check that out, feel free to go and do so. Anyways guys, that's going to be the end of the video there. I really hope you did enjoy. If you have any recommendations or stuff that you want to see with the car, let me know. Any videos or any specific mods, or even potentially a second car. If you've got any ideas for that, I did mention that in the video, then let me know. But appreciate you all. Hopefully this can be quite inspiring as well, to see that literally no matter your age, you can put yourself in a position like this, and there's people that are in a much better position than me as well. I'm definitely not at the top, but I will like to say that I think you can take inspiration from this and realise that you can do the exact same thing too. That being said guys, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, post notifications on. All my social media is linked in the description too. And that being said, I'll see you in the next one guys. Peace.